Hello, everybody, and it's lovely to be back here on SPTV. Can I just say from both myself and Kirsty, it is lovely to be back, and thank you for all of your support and all of your help over the last few weeks. Basically, me and Kirsty have been in awe of all the support of Mr. Producer. All the support of our colleagues at SPTV and you, the viewers. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much. So moving on from that, my name is Matt, and obviously there's no Kirsty tonight. She's still not 100%, but she's getting better from all the positive comments, all the healing and everything else you've been saying. So thank you so much once again. The way that the show works, we come on a Monday night, 8 o'clock from the UK, and whatever time it is around the world. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. And the way the show works is you ask a question of us. If your question is chosen, we'll answer that to the best of our abilities. And then from there, that person gets a reading. That'll be a mixture of either a clairvoyant reading or a psychic reading, but we will stipulate which one it is as we're working. Please like, follow and share if you're on Facebook. If you want to become a subscriber to the YouTube channel, then please do that. Please put comments. If you are putting comments, please remember that not to put anything personal, because it is a public domain, and also there's only myself and the producer on this evening, and only the producer going through the questions. So please be patient. He does go through them all, he does see them, so don't assume that you're being ignored. And equally, if someone approaches you asking you for a reading or they're from SPTV, then just put a post just to question it, and then Mr. Producer will see that. And keep yourself safe. But it's lovely to be back, as I said, and it's wonderful to be part of the SPTV community once again. It's been wonderful, all the support and everything we've had over the last few weeks, which has been a bit difficult time. However, we're back to where we should be, and we're back to a wonderful channel. And for those joining us for the first time, hello, and for those people who are always with us, it's wonderful to see you back. And hopefully Kirsty will be joining us in the next few weeks when she's back to full health. So, with no further ado, have we got any hellos, please, Mr. Producer? And hello to Carrie Ann Marshall Kearns from the lovely Ontario in Canada. Lovely place. I was actually with a group of people from the west coast of Canada I think it was Saturday, from Winnipeg and different places around Canada. So lovely. Lovely to see you, Joanne. Thank you. Lovely to see you from London. Hello, June Malkin. And it's lovely to see you as well. Hello, Pauline Everest. Hello, Marcy Lewitt. Hello, Millie B. Thank you. And hello, Terry. And thank you to Terry and to Richard for all the support that they've given. Can I also put, as well as a general sort of thank you to all the presenters of SPTV for their support and in rallying support for me and Kirsty. Can I also thank Deb Clark for standing in for us on a Monday night and thank you, Richard, for both standing in to keep the show going while we've not been well. So thank you very much for that, and thank you, Terry, for keep pushing the channel. Hello, Sue Chadwick. Hello, Arlene Noon. Thank you very much. Hello, Hezvan. Hello, Jessica Nicole. Hello, Natalie Bentley. Yeah, she's getting better. A few more weeks, Natalie, but thank you. Hello, Nicola Humphreys. Hello, Lisa Wilkinson. Hello, Daniel Bowen. Thank you for the healing, June. Hello, Julia Hay. Hello, Cole Siskifku. Hopefully I've said that correctly, from New Zealand. It's part of the world. Hello, Danielle Sharkey. Hello, Karen Hillier. Hello, Reese Daniels. Hello, Natalie Edwards. Hello, DCJ. Hello, Tony Wright. Hello, Lynn Taylor. And thank you for the love to Kirsty. Hello, Amy Ailes. Hello, Wendy Short. And it's lovely to just to say a quick hello as a first-time visitor from New Zealand for Cole Siskiscu. Hello, Holly Burling. Hello, Jill Hancock. Hello, Avril O'Reilly. Hello, Ali J. Hello, Avril. Michelle Hannah. Hello, Gemma. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Wendy Short. Hello, Lucy Reed. Hello, Gracie Ciampini. Excuse me if I've not pronounced that correctly. Hello, Krish. Hello, Shannon. And hello, Sharon. Hello, Teresa. Rebecca and Sammy, hello to you. Hello, Jamie, Jackie, and Debs. So wonderful to have so many people on already. So thank you very much. We're at 10 past 8 in the evening in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's lovely to have you on the wonderful Spiritual Psychics TV, SPTV, on our usual Monday night slot. For those people who are new to the channel, the way that it works is you pose a question of the spiritual nature. That doesn't mean, can you see this around me? Can you see my mum and dad or another relative? Although that's important. The question is around a spiritual nature. So it could be doing with healing, could be doing with mediumship, maybe a question over general development, or there's something you've always wanted to know. If you do that, if your question is chosen, then I will answer that to the best of my ability, and then that person gets a reading, and that will either be a psychic or a clairvoyant reading, depending where we're drawn to. So that's how the channel works. It's the only way you can get reading. Oh, 7:16 in the morning on a Tuesday. So we're already ahead there. It's quite a bit, because I think Australia's about 10 hours, I think. So Marisi Lewitt, hopefully I've said that correctly. Do the other realms wait for us to join them as in family, or can they reincarnate before we join them? Okay, so there is mixed views of this, all right, in the sense of, I don't know if you remember this, Maurice, I don't know where you are in the world, but there was a game many years ago called Trivial Pursuit. And in Trivial Pursuit, you used to have a little circle where you collect all your little segments from the different pieces of knowledge from the different areas on the board. And it formed that. So when we come down, a part of us, a small segment, remains in the spirit world, all right? And that still allows that connection to happen. So when we come down, then we've come back, but there's still part of us still in the spiritual life. So in order to reincarnate, we need to have gone over already. So we'll meet our family, and once we've done that, we have the choice then if we want to come back. If we then come back, there is still one part of us that still remains in the spirit world, while the rest of us obviously is in a new life. So hopefully that answers the question that you were asking. If it doesn't, then please add more to it, Maurice. So, where are we going? Right, I'm going to start off with a card first for yourself. I have got a grandmother with me. I want to say very petite in the frame and very petite in the height. I certainly want to say 5 foot at the tallest. Very petite. Would have also worn glasses, but rounder to the frame than yours. A really sort of quiet, subdued lady, but a really nice lady nevertheless. And I feel with her that I'm going around the heart area, but I would have had breathing problems, but that wasn't the reason for my passing. It would have been the heart that would have gone with. And with her, I want memories by the coast. I want memories of just generally happy times. I didn't have life easy, but I made the most of my time. And the reason for the grandmother coming through is that things haven't been easy for yourself as of late. And it just feels like there's one thing after another continue happening. And as a result, what she is trying to show you is trying to show you the positives, that there's positives even in the difficult times. So I'm going to go to ask us to go to one side just for a second. This is a card I've got for you. It's the rock bottom card. Now, when I show this, people think, oh, that means, you know, it's going to go really bad. But this means that you've hit rock bottom, and the only way when you've hit rock bottom is to go back up. Now, I don't feel this is recent. I feel this is going back a few months. But what I'm saying to you, you're on the way up. Things are not as bad as what you perceive them to be, and your grandmother and those in spirit are trying to say to you, you've got this. You're strong. You're very determined. You're very much a person of conviction, and what she is trying to show you is all of the positive things that you have as an individual, the facets that you have and your own personality that keeps you going. Now, obviously, you've got that lovely smile in the picture, and sometimes, you know, it's been difficult to smile and to get through. However, you've done it, and you've done that through your own merit. So this is about patting yourself on the back and saying, you know what, well done. Now, it hasn't been easy. It's been all over the place. However, things are starting to get to the point of stability for you, and they're starting to get to the point of where things are starting to settle down. So certainly over this next month, things will start to get to a point where you can take a deep breath and sort of try and feel that you're on an even keel, which is not what you felt for quite a while. I certainly want to say before Christmas. So hopefully that makes sense to you. The message from your loved ones is keep going. You're on the right track. Just keep going forward. Don't look back. Don't look back at what's gone on in this 2 years to sort of 22 months sort of period. And again, nothing to do with COVID. Okay, if I leave that with you, thank you for working with me. God bless to you. Okay, for those people just joining us and I was wondering what you have to do to get a question, a reading, just do what Maurice has just done. Just pose a question, and then from there I'll answer it to the best of my ability, and then from there basically that person gets a reading. It's as simple as that. So with no further ado, can I have any more hellos or any other question, please, introducer? Good evening, Julie Hurst. Hello, Linda Wallace. Yeah, she's getting better, thank you. So Lynn Galbraith says, am I right in thinking that given a reading, the strength of that also depends on how hard Spirit tried to connect? Okay, so I was actually talking about this the other day with somebody. Excuse me. Okay, so Lynn, there are so many different factors that have to be to go into play in order for a reading to go well. Now, spirit can try the hardest, but equally the medium's trying their hardest, and also the person who's the sitter trying their hardest. But there are different factors that come into play. So, for example, if I go into someone's house, nothing against anybody's house in particular, but the actual environment can affect the reading. So that it could be that the actual sitter, they may be that they're apprehensive, they've never had a reading before, or that they are dubious whether it's going to work or not. So already they're putting the barriers up. I'm not a believer in this crossing their arms and that stops the reading. If spirit wants to come through, they're going to come through, whether you put your legs crossed, your arms crossed, and all of that. But what I mean by they put the barriers up, it's almost like, well, this ain't going to work. You know, it's a load of rubbish. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. I'll just go for a bit of a laugh. They've already mentally turned off. So there's those factors. It can also be down to the emotional state of the sitter or the actual reader. It can also be affected by the weather and the moon. So there's so many different factors that come into play in order for a reading to be just right. There was me and Kirsty, we went to the Arthur Findlay College in Essex in England. Now, I'm not saying, you know, listen, that's where you should go. But where I'm going with this, we had a famous medium, and we were talking about a reading and how it works. And what they were saying was, what if you imagine that, say, I was coming to do a reading for you, for example, Lynn, what would happen is, I'd done a reading for somebody else, that their loved one was in the spirit realms. They'd recommended to your loved one to basically say, I've just had a reading, you know, my daughter or whoever it was who had the reading, it was really good, it was well received, blah, blah, blah. Who was it? Matt Grogan, right, okay, so Matt Grogan on there. So what then would happen is your loved one would get to the point of making sure that we would come together, either in the same venue, or there'd be a way that we would connect, maybe that you found my business card or whatever. And that period of time to mix the two can be over a number of weeks or a number of months to allow that all to happen. And there's so many, it just shows you the intelligence of spirit. But in regard to the strength of the reading, there are so many different factors. It isn't just about the how hard spirit try. The final thing, and I'm sorry if you know this, but for other people, spirit have to lower their energy and we have to raise ours in order for that connection. So the other factor is if the medium hasn't prepared enough for the reading, hasn't prepared themselves in the sense that they have attuned themselves, then that can also affect the reading as well. So there's so many different things in play. So hopefully that's explained it, Lynn. I feel that you know quite a lot of that anyway, but I just feel I need to say that anyway for the rest of the viewers. Right, so where are we going to? Right, so okay, so I'm going to go with this card. The cards that I'm using both for the Marisa and yourself are the Enchanted Map, the Collect, Borrow and Read pack. So this one here is called the One Ring Circus. And what I don't want you to do is concentrate on the words when I'm doing this unless I feel it's prevalent. But if you look here, you've got the elephant and it's on the rock. And what I need to say to you, you're very much a person who has very strong beliefs, very strong foundations, and a very strong core to themselves. And, you know, when everything is turbulent, when everything is going wrong, it's that core that gets you through. And that has not got weaker over time. I know some people when we get lots of things thrown and it almost takes the toll. With you, it does the opposite. It's actually strengthened you and made you stronger. This last 5 years has been very, very difficult. However, you've kept going and pushing forward. And I know that's sometimes been difficult because it's made you feel a bit tired and a bit restless. However, you've kept pushing forward. So whenever there's a time that you're going through a difficult time and you're doubting yourself, just remember this about the core of you is the one thing that is the constant, not the variable, the constant, because that never changes. Now, I have a gentleman who comes in, and the gentleman I want to say is about 5'7", 5'8". I have a little bit of hair on the top. I am receding and quite a lot of hair back and sides. I feel about 5'7", 5'8". I have a little bit of facial hair, but not a great deal. I'm generally, I'm well groomed, very smart, and I feel like I'm good on father's side of the family. Now I feel with this gentleman that I'm roughly around 73, 74. I'm well groomed. I am very much a gentleman who's a deep thinker. I'm very much I almost, even though I'm not a philosopher, I would be very much a person who would be able to hold an intellectual conversation. I feel like I'm going on the father's side of the family. And I feel with this gentleman that he's sort of saying to myself that you just need to keep on the straight and narrow for this period of time of instability and uncertainty. And what I also need to say to you from the gentleman is that to look at the books and the understanding to almost find your understanding yourself, because there is a searching spiritually that he's on about, and that can be found a little bit in books, but the main thing comes from within inside. So if I can leave that with you, and thank you for the question then. Okay. Hello, Joanne Ripper. Hello, Donna Zinneman. Hello, Becky Hood. Hello, Jenny Kirk. Hello, Jamie Louise. Hello, Natalie Rogers. Hello, Kirsty Ann. Hello, Lehman Emin. Hello, Jenny. Thank you, Wendy Gawley. Hello, Casey Tanner. Hello, Dan Daines. So Jacqueline Petrie is the next one. What's the difference between a medium and a psychic medium? Okay, so a medium simply means the middle person. So when we're looking at a medium in the sense of a person who practices mediumship, we are communicating with those in the spirit realms. We're communicating with people that have passed over. So they've lived a life here, they've then passed over, and then they're coming back, and then a medium will link with them. Now, partly following on from, I think it was Lynn Galbraith, I think was the last person we had. Apologies if I had that wrong. Okay, thank you, What I was explaining, and I'm sorry for the audience for repeating myself, when we're working with spirit, they have to lower their energy because it's so heavy, and we have to raise our vibration in order for that communication. So this is like harmonious area that happens where communication can happen. Now, with an evidential medium, a spiritualist medium, they connect with those loved ones, so that allows it to happen. When we have a psychic medium, they're tapping into the energy that's around the person or around the area. So they're tapping into the energy source that's all around us, a magnetic field that's known as the aura, and they're extracting information from that's stored within that aura. So they tend to be information like, oh, I feel today you were painting. Is that correct? While if it was a clairvoyant reading, the person would be referring to years and years, maybe your childhood or whatever. They can give you evidence around, but generally the psychic is in a very short period. So they tap into that. They can also tap into the energies of the area, to the environment, to the room, and the energies. So hopefully that explains the difference to you. So when you refer to the medium, it's just the middle person. You can be a psychic or you can be a clairvoyant medium, sometimes referred to as an evidential medium or spiritualist medium. Okay, so I feel like I want to go the angels. So the pack I'm going to use for you, Jacqueline, are these ones, Radley Valentine's lovely cards, these angel tarot cards. So for you, okay, so I want you to look at this, and please refrain from looking at a card and fearing the worst. It's quite easy to do. I don't mean just you, Jacqueline, I mean with all the cards that I hold up. So if you look at it here, it looks like almost the people at the bottom, and you know, they're struggling to get to the top of the water and different things. And what I need to say to you, similar to the last person I had, sometimes it just feels like things get on top of us a little bit and things get a bit too much. However, from our adversity, we can take it two ways. We can either think, oh, you know, this always happens to me, and feel like, you know, the world's against us, or we can take it from a point of learning and saying, actually, from that adversity, it's actually made me stronger and made me learn. And I feel with you, you've had quite a lot of things where basically you've had to learn the hard way, Jacqueline, and you've had to take quite a lot of knocks. However, the good thing for you is that it's not taken a toll on you. It's actually made you stronger, made you fight back and come back stronger. So what I need to say to you is, when people are trying to almost like pin you down, put you down and sort of say you can't do something, then you have the strength and the ability to say, you know what a load of rubbish. You and many other people have tried, but I keep coming back. And what I need to say to you, your father is very much like this, and you're very much like this. You're a strong cookie, and no one can put you down. You bounce back very quick. However, when we bounce back and people keep saying, "No, you'll get through it, get the worst," sometimes, you know, it does take its toll. Sometimes, you know, we think, you know, why, I don't want to just accept it. I want to just have a good time. But what I want to say to you, I don't give you any cliches, and spirit won't give you anything that you can't handle, anything like that. What I need to say to you is that you are a person that is a leader. You're not a person there to follow, and as a result, you push forward because you're not there to follow, you're there to guide others. And by pushing forward and going further and further into your journey, you're not only discovering about your spiritual side, but you're also discovering a lot about yourself. Not only what you're not willing to accept, but also you're looking at what is who you are, what makes Jacqueline Jacqueline, what makes you who you are, what makes you happy, but also what annoys you. And there will be a period at the minute where you felt like you've stepped back from people, not because you don't like them anymore. It's just they're not in your crowd anymore. They're not necessarily singing to the same tune as you are. You've ascended. That's the word I was looking for. You've ascended. Your vibration is vibrating. So you will find that you're getting dragged in a different direction. And again, please don't take it that it's something to do with you. You've done something wrong, that, you know, everything seems to be friendship-wise falling to one side. You'll move into new friendship, new opportunities and new growth. So thank you very much for that, Jacqueline, and hopefully that all makes sense to you. Hello, Heidi Spicer. Thank you very much. And thank you for the healing also. Hello, Michelle Harris. It's lovely to see so many people on tonight, so thank you. Hello, Celestine Spirit. I'm very well, thank you. Hello from Nebraska, lovely part of the world. Hello, Mary Cott. Hello, Billy Joe Watt. Thank you. Hello, Jeanette Turner. Good evening to you also. Hello, Catherine John from Caerphilly in Wales. Beautiful time. I've got a picture in Caerphilly underneath the Tommy Cooper statue, just opposite the castle. So, nice place. Hello, Kelly Byrne. Thank you. Mary Lowe. So, does the spirit leave the body straight after death? As I lost my mother-in-law 4 weeks ago suddenly and was passed when we found her, and I sat and talked to her for a few hours but felt she wasn't there. Unless the person isn't willing to go, the answer to that, Mary, is yes. So basically what happens is there will be a member of the family who the person feels safe with, who will come and collect that loved one and take them over to the spirit world. That might be a partner, that might be a mum, might be a dad, a grandparents, whoever. You know, some people say, well, what happens if you're adopted or whatever? It's someone you know and you feel comfortable with and makes you feel. However, you have the choice to go over. So if you are a person who's not ready to go over, or there's been situations, maybe a murder or something like that, then there are times when they become earthbound spirits, what we refer to as ghosts. But, you know, on the whole, people do cross over. So where you say that you found that you sat and you talked to her for a few hours, but you felt she wasn't there, I'll see if I connect with her in a second. But I just need to say to you, her physical presence, but she'll still be aware in the spirit. So she will have crossed over, but she will still be aware of you having that conversation. That energy will still be transferring the communication. So I need to say to you, with yourself, Mary, that I have a lady, I'm assuming that's you with the black and white or the blue and white top near the Rangers badge. I have a lady who you resemble, and we'll establish if this is mum in a second. I don't feel very tall with her. I feel about 5'2" in height, but I have that same look and exactly the same look, the same smile, the same eyes and shape and everything else as yourself. I feel that I was a bit of a wind-up merchant. I feel that I was very much a person who would have made the most of my life. I wouldn't have been a person just to sit back and just go, you know, look at how life's been cruel to me. I would have been joking all the time. I would have given as good as I get. And I feel a bit of a wind-up merchant, but also a very beautiful soul. So she comes in for yourself. I also, she's drawing my attention to here and just below my nose, on my lip almost, that I feel that I'm being touched by her, and I feel that you're having the same situations. I also keep going like this with my nose because I'm getting like an itchiness that comes when she draws close as well. She's also making me aware that you keep smelling perfume and that you keep speaking to her, because it's almost like she comes into the presence and you know she's there, you're aware that she's there, and you have pointed out, this is you, this isn't it. She's also making me aware of talking to the television, and that there are things that are on the television at the moment that are reminiscing. You talk to the photograph, but you've also been I don't feel very old with your mum, I've got to say, Mary. I certainly feel sort of mid to the latest sort of 50s. And if she was a little bit older than that, I need to say she looked younger than what she was. She makes me feel sort of like, I don't know, 52, 58, that sort of period. I also feel with her, as she comes in close now, I'm struggling for my breath. I feel very, very tired, and I feel like I was just ready to go. Now, obviously, I don't want to go because I would prefer to be here in the physical, but I felt my time, it was right to go when I did. I need to say to you from her, stop thinking that you've let her down, because you have done a great service to her. She is so, so proud of you. And just to say to you, you have got nothing to be ashamed of, that you could have done that little bit more. What you did was perfect. And she takes me to the words that you said that were very significant. And I don't mean when you were saying at the end, I feel this is like the eulogy, that they were very much from the heart. They were very poignant. They weren't very long. It wasn't a long speech. It was very short. But what it was personal and from the heart. And she blows a kiss. She is so, so grateful. You must also have a small dog in spirit, sort of like quite a hairy dog. It's not like a Jack Russell, but it's that sort of size, but it's quite a hairy dog. I don't know if it's a pug or whatever, but it's more hairy than a pug. But it's that sort of size of dog. And she's got that with her also. She's referring to once, twice, three times a lady, but she was very much a lady herself. And she's glad that she's passed on the perfect genes to yourself. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with me. Hello, Polly. Lovely to see you. Thank you, Can, for subscribing and liking it. Hello, Emma Butler from Fareham and Hampshire, I think that is. Hello, Fiona Rosen. Good evening to you, and I am well, thank you. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I'm glad it makes sense to you. Thank you for your feedback. If you have a reading, guys, I say this every week. If it makes sense, yes, put comments by all means and give feedback. But equally, if it doesn't, put the feedback in. You know, I'm not adverse to someone saying, you know what, that was a load of rubbish, that basically what you put there, what you said, I don't understand it, I don't get it. Then say that. I'm not after all of the positive comments. I want constructive, and I want the positive, because that's what makes it real, and that's what all of the presenters want. They want the feedback of that. So hello, Headsval. Just puts, my mum's 10th anniversary just passed. On the day I reflected but asked if it is time now to scatter ashes. I've struggled to get family together. My dog keeps going over. Is this a sign being sent? Okay. Right. I need to say to you, Headsval, I have I want to say your mum was more or less the same height as you. She wasn't, there's very little in the difference in the height. I also want to say, I want to fold my arms, not because I'm telling you off, but she would have just done that out of comfortableness. I also feel that you keep going like this with your hair, that she's around, but I know that she's around. And I feel that when I'm on, I feel like I've got like a two-seater setting. And I feel that she comes and sits with you, and I feel like I'm writing down stuff, and at times when I'm writing, it's almost like a daydream. It's almost like sometimes I'm not writing, my mind's elsewhere, and that's when she draws in close. When it comes to a reading, and I'll say this not only for yourself, Hezval, for anybody, a medium should never tell you what to do. So I want you to say to you, if you feel that it's the time to scatter the ashes, then do that. I feel she would have been the same. She would have been a person who would have given you options. She wouldn't have said, right, you will do this. I want you to do this. She would have just, if it feels right, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I need to say to you, you will always have time where you will struggle to get all of the family together. It's just nature of the world, unfortunately. You know, everyone's got busy lives, everyone's got lots of things to do. So it's about getting the people together who you want to be there. And I feel that there's a brother also that needs to be there. I also want to say to you that it feels like things are just grinding you down a little bit at the moment, she's telling me. And things are taking its toll, not necessarily because it's the anniversary, which is obviously a big one anyway, but just generally things are just like, you know, I feel like just work is just like, boom. However, she is wanting to, she's been coming around and she's been giving you lots of support. And I do feel that she's been waking you up. And I feel like I'm waking up 11 minutes past 3 in the morning on a regular basis. And if that is the case, then that is her that's doing that. It's just because your mind, it's almost like, although I'm sleeping, my head is all over the place. And she's just trying to give you clarity and the opportunity just to think. The final thing from her I need to say to you is that there is concern about the age of 58. So I don't know what this is to do with, but the only thing I can think of, or the way that she makes me feel, that's probably the better way to put it, is sometimes when someone passes at a certain age, we worry about ourselves going at that same age. And I'm not saying this is to do with you, Hezval, necessarily, but there is a significance that someone is worrying about the age of 58 to do with a person has passed, and they're worried about the same thing. And wherever that is, can you just, if it is yourself, then out your mind. If it isn't, can you tell that just to go out the mind as well, please? Because history doesn't have a thing of repeating itself, and it's but an age. And as I was reminded by a Canadian medium the other day, time is only a physical, it's not a spiritual thing. So if you can put where that is, but she's going on about the significance of 58, and I don't feel this is a passing. I feel it's someone who is worrying about someone who went at 58 of them going at the same age, and she's just saying no, so that's to be passed on. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with me. God bless. Okay, thank you. Hello, 7 Ocean Skies. Nice to see you again. Hello, Natasha Hanbury. Thank you for sharing. Hello, Simon Butte. So before I go to the next one, just to say hello to all the people just joined us. Thank you for supporting the channel. The way that the tonight works is that basically post a question of a spiritual nature, and then that person will get a message if you are chosen, as well as getting a reply to answering as best as I can to the question that you've posted. Please don't put anything like, can you see this around me? Can you see, have you got my loved one there? When we say spiritual, it's to do with mediumship, with sort of Reiki, with healing, about your spiritual questions that you've always wanted to know. like I said, I will answer those to the best of my ability. And if I don't know, I will generally tell you I don't know. So hello, Jacqueline Mercer. So our next question is for Kirsty and Fogg. How long does it take for spirit to come through after they've passed? May I have a reading, please? Oh, that's a bit cheeky. Firstly, I mentioned before, Kirsty, I don't know if you've been through the show, but I mentioned before that I don't believe this when people say you're blocking me, that your arms are crossed and all of that. The same as I don't believe in it's not called this, but it's what I call it, the 6-month rule. There was a feeling years ago, and it's still the case in some places, where people go, well, they won't come through for 6 months because they need time to settle in and everything else. There is times that both myself, Kirsty, and other people on the channel and other mediums that are not on the channel, I've had people within the hour, a few minutes, the same day, the same week. So it depends on, this is my view now, their spiritual development. So we had a friend, for example, and I think Kirsty said this story, but I'm going to tell it again. We had a friend who was a fantastic healer. They'd been healing for 20 years plus. They were very spiritual themselves. Now, when I say spiritual, I don't mean, sort of going to church every week. What I mean by spiritual is kind, caring, loving and understanding, both to themselves and to other people. And they were very much, and they passed at 5 o'clock and they came through to us at 5:02. And I know people who have loved ones who they're very close to, maybe, who are very spiritual, and they have their mums and dads, literally, they've gone. And they've literally gone at that exact time. So it depends down to the individual. So to me, similar as I said in the last reading, time is a human thing. There is no time scale. It's more or less how willing they want to get through. How apt you are to receiving a message, if this regards yourself, or the medium, because the medium, we mentioned earlier on tonight about there's so many different factors. The medium might not necessarily be the right medium. There is many readings I've done myself, but equally there's a few that, there's readings that I've gone and gone, this ain't working. It just wasn't right. That isn't to say that I was doing anything wrong necessarily, just I wasn't the medium for that person. And it's about being honest to admit, I'm human, I'm not perfect, and any medium should do the same. So in answer to your question, it depends, but certainly you'd have to wait 6 months. They'll come through when they want to come through. Sometimes people need a little bit longer because it's almost been a shock, the way they've gone over or whatever else. But generally, they'll come through quite quick. Equally, there's people that I know that haven't come through for 30 odd years. So I'm not saying this is the case here, but people will come through. But if they love you and there's a strong bond there, they'll come through relatively quick. So hopefully that answers the question there, Kirsty. And can you have a reading? Well, I don't know now, to be cheeky. No, of course you can. Okay, with yourself, Kirsty, I feel like I've got a grandmother and a grandfather, and I want to say, I feel that I'm with both of them in my 80s. I feel that the grandmother, was a little bit older than the grandfather. I feel like 87. I feel the grandfather around about 83, 84. So there wasn't a great deal of difference in age. The grandfather, quite a weathered face, glasses, clean shaven, very thin to the face, very thin to the body. I would say maximum about 5'7". He is dipped over just slightly, so maybe in 5'8", but that sort of height. The grandmother, I feel probably about 5'3", 5'4" in height. Again, quite slim to the body. I want to say very much a character in the sense that she had lots of stories to tell. She would have been a lady who would have shared those memories and spoke about the family and how proud she was, but also very proud of the grandchildren and very of her own children. she's telling me that she was a better gran than she was a mum. But this is her feelings. And that's not necessarily the case, but that's what she's saying. I feel with her, she was here 1 minute, gone the next. I feel her passing was very quick. I feel the grandfather suffered with health for sort of 18 months to 2 years on and off. And I feel with him, I've gone respiratory with her. I have a strong feeling around here, around the heart. And when I get feelings there, it's generally that I've had to have the heart sort of massaged or sort of have had to have something to get the heart going. So that with the grandmother, I feel she's making me aware of the need to drink lots of water, and I just feel really depleted and very, very tired. That she's making me aware of yourselves and that need to rest. Stop pushing yourself, she's saying. Stop pushing yourself to try and do too much and trying to cram it all into one day. Allow things to happen. Allow things just to take their toll. You keep hearing what we term rappings. You keep hearing knockings in the walls, like a knock when you're having conversations. And what I always say to people, when you get that, it's just spirit's way of one, acknowledging that they're around, but two, it's normally when you're having a conversation, and if they're in agreement, they just knock to say they're agreeing. So I feel that's happening. For some reason, I'm being shown Manchester United. I can't even know if that's a word we're allowed to say on the channel, because obviously we need to be clean and respectful. But joking aside, I'm hearing Manchester United in the background, so I do feel there was links to there. And I also want links to an allotment, but I feel this wasn't a natural allotment. I feel this was like behind the shed. I feel it's in an area. I'm being shown like a shed to one side that was front facing and then just behind. And the message for yourselves is just to say, stop doing this. Just have the belief in you and understand that no matter what you do, although you might not feel it's the right thing, will be the right thing. And in time, that will demonstrate that to you. That will all come to the fore that you did the right thing. And hopefully that makes sense to you, Kirsty. Thank you for working with me. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Stacey. Hello, Kim. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, Jan. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Kirsty Louise. And hello, Josephine. So thank you for everyone joining us this evening on SPTV. Please be aware that there are many channels. If you're joining us for the first time, there are so many different shows that are going on to do astrology and all different things. So check out the website, which is the sptv.uk, and check out the channel. Look at the different presenters. We all work in different ways. We'll have different styles. Sometimes we do the questions. However, other shows, they just do the straight clairvoyance or the straight other work without the questions. So have a look at the broadcast shows that come on and listen out for the adverts later on, which will tell you about what shows are coming up in the next sort of 48 hours. So Emma Butler, do animals' pets come through to communicate to loved ones too? Apologies, this question has already been asked. Hasn't been asked tonight, but yes, sometimes it comes excessive. If you, I always say that some people prefer animals than they do people. So there's times that I remember once that I had a horse that come through, or a goldfish, a dog. And it was just like a menagerie of animals. So yes, they most definitely do. it sounds really strange because you'll say, "Oh, I've got a dog here," and they're telling me this and everything, and it makes you sound like, really? That sounds a bit obscure. But they do come through, and they're very much a part of your family, and that's why they come through. Just as much as they were a part of your family then, and you had a strong bond, a strong relationship, then they will come back again. They might not come back all straight away, but they will come back. We talked a couple of months ago about the Rainbow Bridge and the crossing over and all of that. I'm not a believer of that. You know, there's a pet cemetery, there's a separate cemetery. You know, why would you have that? This is my belief. I'm not poo-pooing anyone else's. I'm just saying that basically, when you go over, you want to live with your pets. You want to be together. So we all are together. All right, we're all together. We're not separate. So hopefully that answers your question, Emma. So there we go. Okay, I've got a dog with myself, and the dog, it looks like a border collie. It's a black and white dog, so a sheepdog, as I call them, a border collie. It might not have been a sheepdog. It might be like a Heinz cross, but it looks like a sheepdog. And I feel with this dog that it's almost like at times that the face of it comes in quite sheepish, and it's almost like, oh no, I've been told off again type of thing. And the dog comes around because one of the things, it was always dependable. And I feel like I'm going on mum's side of the family with this dog. And I feel that I'm going back a few years, but I feel I'm going on mum's side of the family. And with this dog, I don't feel it sore or bones. I feel like I'm about 12 or 13. To look at the dog, it looks quite young. It isn't an old dog, but it comes in. It shows me its paw that looks like it's all bandaged up and sore. But I've also got stomach problems, and I'm feeling like I've got stomach problems. Now, when I get stomach problems, and I'll establish who's giving the stomach problems in a second, is I either get a stomach condition, but I also have the same feeling when I have cancer. And I just had a bloody, right, okay. So that makes sense. So it's here, but I also feel I've got a grandmother, and I feel like I've got stomach problems. So if I have cancerous conditions, that's where I feel it, or it can be anywhere within the body. All right, but I'm feeling it in the stomach area. And I feel with this grandmother, I'm probably about 5'3", 5'4" in height, slightly cuddly to the body, so she's around as well. And I just need to say that it's almost feeling like she's making me feel like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it just feels like it's one thing after another at the moment. And just as I feel like I'm getting an even keel, then something else comes along. And unfortunately, we get times like that in our lives. It doesn't make it right, but we get those. But I feel that period, she's telling me there's a period of stability coming. And that period of stability, she's making me aware of. Now, she's making me aware of July the 24th. Now, when I give a date, I have to give it. So July the 24th. But I feel this is, rather than anniversary, birthday, or passing, I feel this is more when things start to level out. So towards the end of July. I also want to give you February the 12th, April the 19th, which is only a couple of weeks ago, and November the 16th for anniversary, birthdays, or passings. If I said those too quickly, I apologise. Once they come, I forget them, but just rewind the channel. You'll be able to play that back to get those dates. I give them as I hear them, but I always go a day either side for the margin of error for anniversary, birthday, passing. And particularly, they're telling me that November the 16th is the significant one. For whatever reason that is, that's not for me to know. I also need to give you Show Me Sunshine, which was it Morecambe and Wise? I think it was Morecambe and Wise. So I want the memory of Morecambe and Wise, but can I also ask you afterwards to look up the lyrics of that song, because I feel there's a personal message within that song for you also. I'm being shown memories of Dusty Bin, and I can never do it, the 3, 2, 1 sort of analogy. And I just need to, and I feel that you must have struggled with that 3, 2, 1, because no matter how much I did it, she's making me aware of 4 people in the family, and the youngest one is at the moment needing that support of that 4 people. And just to say, she's trying to cram in as much as she can. She's sort of like getting the most for her money, she's saying. She's laughing as she's doing it. She's sending so much love to yourself, and she's just saying, see, things do come true. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with me. Okay, so there's going to be some adverts now, as I mentioned before, about some of the shows that are coming up. I will be back in a second, so if you just listen to the adverts.
Tomorrow from 1 p.m, Mirjam Schneider offers her insight into astrology, understanding your birth signs, and offering the viewers an opportunity for a reading. Spiritual Psychics TV presents an holistic fair on Saturday the 11th of June, offering the best in spiritual readers and market stalls. Join us from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Throughout the day there will be many stalls such as natural polished crystals and stones, qualified complementary therapists offering spiritual healing. This exciting day is being held at the Waterlooville Community Centre, with plenty of free parking. A wide range of handmade products including candles, oils, jewelry, naturally organic and vegan soaps, creams, and bath bombs. Not forgetting the kids, we have face painting and a bouncy castle to enjoy all day. For those who are interested in potions, spells, and essentials oils, then we have a stall for you here as well. Maybe you're looking for a reading, be it mediumistic, palm, or tarot. 11 readers are available throughout the day. Refreshments such as drinks and light snacks are being provided by the 1940s tea room from Havant. Plenty of free workshops, talks, and a demonstration of mediumship are also planned during the day. For more information, please visit mbs.spiritualpsychicstv.online.
Oh, excellent. So lots of things that are coming up. I'm very much looking forward to the Holistic Fair in June. So if you can join us, then please do so. It'll be lovely to have people and to see people. There's also the lovely Polly Harnett and Bill Hughes that are also going to be there as well. And Mr. Producer, so come and join us. And you're very welcome, Butler. So, any more hellos? Hello, Marion Kikook. Kikook. Hello, Shifansky. Hello, Kerry Hearn. So, Billy Joe Watt, just saw the title about asking a question. Here's mine. Did you hold back your abilities for a long time because of fear and what others would think of you? And how did you cope with any negative judgment that came your way regarding the path you're on? Okay, so the first thing that held me back, Billy Joe, was myself. I had this assumption that I knew that things were changing. I knew that I was prepared to start working. But I had it in my head that, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it 3 to 4 months. So it was, I don't know, say August, September at this point. I'm going to give it 3 or 4 months, and then come the new year, I'm going to start. So I've got in my head that the January is when I'm going to start to go out on my own. And in December, sat in the crowd watching, waiting for this medium to turn up, and I get a tap on the shoulder. And this medium says, "We need you to come and work." I'm like, "What?" And they said, "Yeah, we need to come and work because the medium's been held up in traffic. They're going to be at least half an hour. Could you help us out?" It really think. And in my mind, all I'm thinking is, "Oh, no, it's not January yet. I can't." But sometimes we need that bit of a push. And I got up and I was worried. I thought, well, what happens if I don't get anything? And all the worries that all of the students and all the mediums have when they first start out. You know, what happens if I get no's? What happens if anything else? And you know what? I had none of them. So what it taught me was we can't always stipulate when's the time. We sometimes need to be pushed. However, and this is the however, I would always say to my student, even though I may or Kirsty may think you're ready, if you're not ready yourself, then don't do it. Because you have to be in that place where you are at a point. Now, I always say ego is really important because there has to be an element of ego in order for you to stand up. Not to the point where it becomes you're egotistical and your head's that big that you just think you're fantastic, but there has to be that sense of ego where basically you're able to stand up. So that's how what happened to me and how things. How did I overcome it? It was just biting a bullet for myself. And what I would say, negativity judgment, you get those all the time. So, you know, it's happened to me a little bit on this channel, and I don't mean from the producer or from any of the lovely people, but sometimes there'd be people who are like, no, that's totally wrong. So, you know, and I have to accept that as I said, I'm not perfect. I will not get it 100% of the time because other factors come into place. There is times that I've gone to demonstrations and I've been on fire and everyone's been going how fast it was and everything. And other times it's like it feels like you're biting teeth and you're really having to work and you're just completely wiped. So how do you cope with the negativity? It's just part of it. You've just got to have a thick skin and you've just got to say, you've got to learn to not take it personally. And what you've got to do is not to sort of say, well, you know, I'm a failure and everything else. Is to go. Yes, you might be a bit deflated, as you're going to be, but then go back and analyze it. Why didn't it quite work right? Was there somebody in the audience that was being negative purposely? Was it that basically you've not tuned properly? There is, like I said, there's so many different factors, and obviously as a medium, you will play part of in there. So, for example, if I wasn't feeling well and I go and think, well, I don't want to let them down, I'm going to go and do a demonstration. If it doesn't go well, I've then got to take it that basically I shouldn't have gone. I should have got someone else to do the demonstration. And I had to take that on board. So thick skin and then analyze it, but not criticizing yourself. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Billy. And please come back to me with any thoughts, or equally if there's any viewers on here who are working mediums or just starting out in the same position who wants to offer some support also to Billy, then please do so. Just put some positive, uplifting comments, please. That I'll just give it there. But okay, right. So okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a card then for Billy and for you. This is from the Angel Wisdom Tarot Pack by Radley Valentine, and it's this card. And to me, this is to do when things are right. So it's a bit like I'm seeing this as a marriage, and this is a marriage as a partnership, and it's where you both move together in marriage and you go forward in life. But the same marriage is with spirit. You're in a partnership. There has to be that communication that happens between the two of you. You're both relying. They're relying on your physical self. You're relying on their spiritual self, and the two goes in harmony. So what I want to say to you is, as you can see, the time's right. The time is there to step forward and have faith in yourself. And believe that even though you might not think you're ready, Spirit do believe that you're ready. Okay? And if I can leave that with you, thank you for that, Billy. Okay. So unfortunately, we've come to the end of another show. Thank you so much for your positive comments. Thank you very much for your well wishes for Kirsty, and thank you also for your questions. Once again, thank you to fellow colleagues on the show, and thank you to the producer for tonight. But as we come to the end, please be aware of the adverts that you saw, and please be aware of the other shows that take place throughout the week. Check out the website, see the other listings and the other type of shows that go on, because they are very different, all of the presenters and all the mediums that work, and all the different spiritual workers that work. But in the meantime, whatever you are doing, until we're able to meet again next week, please have fun, take care, and have happiness and goodwill along the way. And with that, I give you a God bless. Good night to you all.
Spiritual Psychics TV is hosting the first annual recognition of achievements, acknowledging those who dedicate their lives to a spiritual act of kindness. Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.